We also have been telling you about how today and the show we're doing has been dedicated to farmers because today is Farmers Day, and what a way for us to celebrate them than to also get more commendations from farmer groups, those who tend to work with farmers across the country and associate with their work and do the advocacy. Charles Nyaba is head of programs, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. And I have to say good morning to you, Mr. Nyaba.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
Where are you currently?
I'm currently preparing to join my team in the Accra metropolis, where we are.
The Farmers' Day celebrations.
Yes.
Well, but I also know that the Farmers' Day is just coincidentally coming on the back of the advocacy that has been done over the last couple of weeks for rice grown in Ghana to be consistently patronized by the ordinary Ghanaian, because we seem to have gotten the taste for foreign rice. But ultimately, it also speaks volumes about how we're making effort in some sections of agriculture, but also a lot more need to be done, won't you say?
Yeah, you are right. Let me first of all use this platform to wish all our members across the country Happy Farmers Day. We have majority receiving awards today. We are also wishing our team who are setting up a stage for exhibition in Ho a Happy Farmers Day. So I want to wish everybody, including the government officials who we have been working over the years to improve agriculture in this country. Just permit me to brief so that I'll give you a brief history about how we started with this Farmers Day celebration in 1985. You know, in 1982-83, there was a serious drought that led to failure of the agriculture sector. So those who were there can tell you the hunger and the kind of experiences that went on in terms of access to food and stuff like that. So in 1984, there was significant improvement in the agriculture sector where the sector grew for 30%. So in 1985, the government thought that it was good to celebrate that success by awarding the hard-working farmers for contributing to that development. However, what were they awarded with? They were awarded with a Mercedes, one Mercedes, the best farmer was awarded with one Mercedes, a radio set, and then one book. Since then, we saw that farmers are important and agriculture growth is important. So we need to consistently, every first Friday in December, award them. And then the reward system has actually improved from a bicycle, motorbicycle, power TV, and then in recent times, we saw national best farmers get 3-bedroom houses and tractors and stuff like that. So for us, setting today as a day to celebrate farmers is a good thing. After all, we cannot live happily as a nation without recognizing the people who are providing us with food, who are providing us with raw material for industry, who are making sure that majority of the rural folk who haven't been to school and cannot sit in offices still have decent work to do by way of engaging themselves and other people in the agriculture sector. So setting aside today to celebrate us is a good thing to us, and then we'll commend all stakeholders, government, donors, media who keep supporting us by projecting our issues and sending information to our members. We want to thank all of you for your contribution to make this day a success. Now, having said that, we have made significant progress in terms of our agriculture performance over the years. In the past, if you talk about peasant farmer or small-scale farmer, we all talk about subsistence farmer, somebody who farms to feed his family or her family. Today, you go to most rural communities, smallholder farmers are not only producing to feed their families, but they are also producing to make income. And then they are creating jobs for their children and other people. So that tells you how far we went. Because in those days, a farmer is known to use hoe and cutlasses to clear the land. But today, because of technology and modernization of agriculture, most farmers can now resort to the use of a weedicide, which is quicker and easier for them. They can resort to using combined harvesters to harvest their produce. They have rice millers and stuff like that. So we have made significant progress. If you look at the past few years, with the introduction of the planting for food and jobs, there's increase, there's improvement in terms of agriculture contribution to the gross domestic product. So that is also something that we need to look at. But notwithstanding all that, there are still challenges. And these challenges are not peculiar to only agriculture sector or are not peculiar to only Ghana. We are still battling with post-harvest loss. We think that is something that as we celebrate the day, we need to reflect more and see how we can increase investment to address that. Because if you increase investment, you increase productivity. And at the end of the day, you still have over 60% of your produce remaining on the farm or being lost because you've not been able to have it. It's something that we shouldn't be happy about. And then we saw a program with the packaging, Ghanaian patronizing what we are producing here. So it's a huge chunk of our resources to import goods when we have the capacity to produce the same in this country. And that's something that can easily be handled by sensitizing consumers, which your station is doing that well, by putting in measures to reduce the importation or to make it unattractive for people to want to import goods that are produced in Ghana, by improving our packaging and distribution system. When we do that, we are not only supporting farmers, we are not only growing the agriculture sector, but we are creating employment for this country, and years to come, we can actually be able to grow with the agriculture sector.
Yeah, but if we have to take it from where we have to, there are countries that are practicing subsistence farming, but are doing it consistently because there seems to be policy harmonization. It looks like we're having good policies being introduced currently, and the well-being of farmers are improving, but ultimately it is making sure that it is consistent and equitable that is the difficulty. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because you see, we have, in terms of food and agriculture policies in Ghana, I think Ghana has one of the best food and agriculture policies in the South region. But our problem is how to be able to reflect that on practice. Because when you take the Planting for Food and Jobs program, for instance, it has 5 pillars. If we are able to address the challenges that those 5 pillars to do, we wouldn't be sitting here crying about post-harvest losses or crying about the importation of rice and other things. We have not been able to do that properly. Apart from that, the amount of money that our country is devoted for agriculture is not that significant. In recent times, we have seen some improvement. I listened to the Agri Minister in Parliament today, said that we've been able to increase our agriculture budget to 10%. That is fine. If that is the case, I think it's something that is commendable because we are committed among other African countries to increase our agriculture budget to 10%. We've not been able to achieve that. We had a summit in the Abuja, ECOWAS summit in Abuja 3 days ago. And the assessment made on Ghana was that we've been able to only allocate 3.5%. That is the assessment was from 2018 coming down. Only 3.5% of our public budget into agriculture. So if 2019 that has increased to 10%, is significant, and then we think it's something that we need to carry in going forward. So what we need to do as a nation is to be consistent with our agriculture policy. Whatever we take to do, it shouldn't just be a political tool. Fine, MPP brought Planting for Food and Jobs. It recently yielded results. We don't expect that in the event that there's a different government, we will go back again to come up with a different policy. We expect that to actually be captured in our medium and long-term development policies, so that any government that will come will not look at the weaknesses in the Planting for Food and Jobs and improve on it rather than taking it out. That is the way to go if you want to actually sustain our agriculture sector and create jobs for our people. And then we need to also be consistent in terms of devoting resources to that sector. That is what we've not been able to do over the years. So if in 2019, 10-point-something% of our public budget is going into agriculture, it's significant. And then we encourage government to continue with that. And subsequent government that will come in future should also continue with that and even increase it.
Well, I have to say thank you very much, Charles Nyaba, Head of Programs, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. and helping us do some great discussions there and sending some great commendations to Ghana's farmers as we mark the National Farmers Day today. It's a day that has been declared a public holiday as well, but is marked since the period that he mentioned is marked every December. We have the first Friday in December being the day that the National Farmers Day is convened. So we'll see how that goes in the meantime. But we have correspondents who are at various events because regionally, as well as for the various districts, metropolitan, as well as municipal assemblies, they also organize their own. And we'll bring you many reports variedly on subsequent programming right here on the channel.